This program is sponsored by Chocolations, located at 607 East Boston Post Road in Mamaroneck.
Welcome into another telecast of LMC Varsity Sports alongside Tom Sacco. I'm Troy McGraw, and we have a great game upcoming for you, softball rivalry game. Mamaroneck is hosting Rhinebeck, and they have almost equal records, Tom. 9-4 Rhinebeck, 8-5 Mamaroneck, who's been hot of late, and this should be a good game here today on this softball field at Central School.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's a rivalry game. These two schools are separated by, a mile, maybe. So that adds an extra dimension. They're both very similar in record, like you said. So, it's going to be a real competitive game, I think. I think it's going to be a close game.
And when we get back, we'll have the opening pitch next on LMC Varsity Sports. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports alongside Tom Sacco. I'm Troy McGraw. Our cameramen are Rob Moretti, also LMC TV community sports producer Sean Kelly, other cameraman, and Jareel Samister will be the center field cameraman as Tava Casper gets ready for the first pitch of this game, as Mamaroneck star Gianna Magrino, who's going to Providence next year after originally committing to Quinnipiac, is still out with a back injury, hasn't pitched all year, and now she's not even hitting. She was DHing like your boy Tom Shohei, but now she's back. I think he's returning today, right? Shohei Ohtani? DH?
Yeah, I think
just
he's
DH.
Coming back to DH, not
which
pitch,
is so
obviously.
stupid because he kind of messed up his arm by doing that. But Magrino's doing the smart thing is with the back, as the umpire tells, as the count is 1-1, tells Casper to take something off her wrist. But yeah, she was just DHing, but her back weakens where she's not doing that at all. So she's hitting and DHing. 1-1 count, 1-1 pitch right there, and it's 1-2 now to Evelyn Pacone, who will be followed by Olivia Tobin and then Carissa Peccia. And she swings and misses. Drop third strike, takes off for first, and she'll be out. So one strikeout for Casper. They won't even throw it around, and it'll be a strikeout swinging and a 2-3 put out as Steinberg threw down to Pryor. It's a good weapon that Coach Hannon has, who's also a guidance counselor at Rhinebeck and coaches soccer there, is that she has Casper, who's a pretty good pitcher, as her number 2 pitcher, and can use her. And in softball, as you know, Tom, you can pitch basically every day because of the motion. Although that probably hurt the back, and throw across the diamond is safe.
Close play.
Error? She dropped it. It was right at her.
Yeah,
and that delayed it.
I think she still could have got
E5.
the out. I mean, that was a bang play at the bag, but
it's an error. I mean, because if she didn't drop it
right
and then fumble it, she would have had her. Instead, it was a bang into just safe error. But yeah, no. So you have the 2 pitchers, and since Magrino's out, it's Casper who. I mean, it's Casper who's on the mound.
And like you said, Coach Hannon is a guidance counselor at Rhinebeck, while Coach Spadafino went to Mamaroneck.
Yeah, she did. Coach Spadafino graduated from Mamaroneck.
Another interesting, storyline with the 2 coaches.
Despite the wild pitch, he'll stay. Two-two pitch coming from Casper. Ooh, just high and outside.
Just high a little bit.
Full count for Peccia. There's both Frank and Joan coaching first and third, respectively. Joan coaching third. Frank at first, but they both have to wear the helmets in case a foul ball comes at their heads. It's just like basically the catcher's, the old school catcher's helmet but it's forwards that the coaches wear, no side protecting. And Peccia pops it up, and that'll go foul. So it's 2 full count pitches fouled off by Peccia in a row.
Good job of fighting them off till you get a better pitch to hit.
But with softball, the pitch count doesn't really matter because those arms are like rubber. The motion and the under. And
not as stressful on the arm and the joints.
And ground ball. Second is dropped. This is a good throw. And she'll stay at second. It was a little high, but it should have been caught. E4.
Yeah, I mean, it was in the glove.
E4, 2 errors in a row. So we have an E5 on Tobin. She's safe at second. And Peccia reaches on a... Is that a fielder's choice? Not really, because... No, because a fielder's choice, she would have got retired. So it's just she reaches on an E4.
Yeah.
Because that throw was,
Had she got the out, it would have been a fielder's choice. Possibly even a double play. But.
Possibly. But I don't think so, the way.
Yeah, I mean, probably
I think that could have been a problem, though, that Jordan Pryor, when she fielded the ball, she was like trying to get it out of her glove and throw it when it was just a tad high. Yeah, it was a little rush on Pryor's part. She just should have caught it and stepped on the bag and got the 1. Instead, she tried to make the play and then ahead of the double play. And instead got nothing. Ball 1 to Stephanie Santoli, the shortstop.
I mean, that would have been the end of inning, if you erase those 2 errors.
Yeah, it would be a 1-2-3 inning for Casper. And if it was baseball, you'd be costing your pitcher a lot of pitches. But since it's softball with the rubber arm, 1-1 count now. With Peccia reaching on the E4, the drop at second, and then and on second is Tobin. And that's a pop-up infield fly, batter's out. It'll be caught by the second baseman, Jordan Pryor, but it was an infield fly, so it would have been a out even if she dropped it. 2 away. And then I'll bring up the pitcher, Katie Blanche. For the last Tuesday, Elijah Ware and I announced against Tuckahoe Bronxville, and the pitcher, she was pitcher last week. She was 3 for 3, was the 8th grader Blanche, with two doubles and a triple.
It's pretty impressive, It's not a lot of times you see an 8th grader on varsity at all, and to be,
It's also be a
that
pitcher.
Successful too, and to be a pitcher.
Strike. She's got a big strike zone, obviously, with a big height, but strike 1. She started and stopped her swing to Katie Blanche. It'll be 2-1. Yeah, she could be one of the best hitters in the lineup, her and Peccia. So a big hitter here for... Oh, high strike. Coach Frank said good eye, but didn't wait long enough as it was a strike 2.
Jumped the gun a little bit there.
Strike 3, Blanche looking, and that retires the side. So they'll strand them despite the 2 errors, and we'll be right back. Bottom of the first coming up here on LMC TV. Back here on LMC TV, leading off will be Josie Steinberg, the catcher from Mamaroneck. Actually, her sister is starting for Tufts Division III. She had 3 homers this year in like 33 games, and they just beat Williams in the small school, like Division III. I think it's like the elite. Forget the name of the conference, but they won their conference, and she's a sophomore infielder. I think she plays second and short. She played short here 2 years ago. She was pretty good. Mia. So Josie, Mia's younger sister, takes strike 1. 2-1. Strike 2. 2-2. And good job by Steinberg to foul that off. Close to a backyard through some leaves. Ooh, that ball was low.
Punched her out on,
Steinberg is retired. Thought it was low, but
think it definitely might have been.
She questioned it, but that's not a good choice because Steinberg's the catcher. So if you question the umpire,
Right, she's
he's
gonna
remember
want those
that.
calls for her pitcher.
Yeah, exactly. That was a bad pitch, but bad strike zone. It's not surprising, I mean. Section 1 umpires are notoriously the worst umpires in all of the state of New York. You should see though, like the lacrosse parents when they came, the Connecticut parents when they came to the Mamaroneck game. I mean, all parents have beefs with refs, but when the Connecticut parents came and then that ball was outside, strike 2, 0-2.
And she's not liking that call
I think the
either.
umpire's upset that the game started 20 minutes late than it was supposed to. So he's taking it out on the Mamaroneck players who were late for their AP exams because they were here at 4:15. Game's at 4:35, starts at 4:35, and he's changing his strike zone with Mamaroneck up because they were late. So you're not supposed to do that.
I mean, yeah.
Because the umpire was ready to go at 4:10, 4:15, as Casper swings and misses after getting a bad pitch. She's the pitcher, though. You don't want to argue.
Definitely not, yeah. Catcher and pitcher should not be arguing balls and strikes.
And Tufts won the NESAC. That was the NESAC championship. They beat Williams. So Millie Bond will be trying to avoid her team getting struck out the side from. For the first inning, strike 1.
Bench wastes no time as usual in the circle.
8th grader pitches quickly.
Very quickly.
It's good to see. Ball 1-2.
As soon as she gets the ball, she's, ready to throw it again.
That bounce can't call that one a strike. And the ground ball to second, and the second baseman Olivia Tobin will retire Bone. So they go
1-2-3 inning for
1-2-3. Mamaroneck will be retired in the bottom of the first, and we'll have the second inning next. Back here on LMC TV, first pitch, David Casper right down the middle to Jamie Straza, the right fielder, batting 6th. Strike 2 from Casper, so don't want to jinx it, but the fielding from Mamaroneck, they keep the errors on the minimum, and right back to Casper and Shilk. The shortstop by trade and pitcher by second will make the play easily, and then there'll be one quick out, but could be looking at a nice pitcher's duel here, Tommy.
Yeah, and both pitchers are working very quick in the circle.
Very
Not
quick.
wasting any time at all. It's just like, pitch after pitch after pitch, attacking the strike zone.
Strike.
And both are throwing almost, exclusively strikes.
Right on cue. Yeah, especially with the big strike zone. We'll see if that continues. Strike 2
I mean,
to Viola.
just really pounding these strike
Perfect.
zones.
Really pitching quickly is Casper, although that time she stepped out of the circle for a second. And the pitch will be fouled away by Viola. Still 0-2.
They had another players meeting in the circle before the inning, so maybe they got all that out of the way, and now she's just gonna
The
work
umpires
quickly.
said, said, come on, girls, hurry up. Like, ball, 1-2. That was the exact pitch, though, that. And foul right in front of the Tiger bench. Ooh, just missed. Hi. Hear the groan from the Mamaroneck side there? That was pretty good. You, I, and everyone else.
Yep. Does seem to be a bit of a varying strike zone here.
Foul tip, still 2-2. Shea Viola, third ball she's fouled off.
You got this, 2-2.
Strike 3, changeup. Casper strikes her out. 2
Got
away.
it way out in front of that one.
Nice changeup from
Perfect time for an
Casper.
off-speed pitch
Perfect pitch to pull the string, and there's 2 away. She'll look to strike out, or actually the first play was a ground ball right to her, but a 1-2-3 inning. Would have had a 1-2-3 inning in the first, but there was the error.
2 errors, yeah.
From Julia Jacob and Kaylee error by Jordan Pyers. That pitch to Kara Allen, the third baseman, is in there for strike number 1. Strike 2 right down the middle, and Casper's pumping now, looking for the 1-2-3 inning. Ooh, just outside. Kara Allen puts the ball in play, grounded out, and she'll be tagged out by the first baseman, Taylor Pryor.
Another strong inning from Casper.
1-2-3 inning for Tava Casper, and Mamaroneck will have Otterino, Taylor Pryor, Kaylee Shapiro, 4, 5, 6 to begin the bottom of the second. Next on LMC TV. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports, and Sophie Otterino with the shot to right field. It's out of here! Sophie Otterino, first pitch swinging, and it's a home run. That was a shot off the bat of Otterino, and it's 1-0. And quickly the Tigers take a lead after only putting the ball in play once in the first inning. They come back, and Otterino hits a bomb to right off the bat, and that was almost a no-doubter. As the center fielder hits a solo home run to make it 1-0, and the way Casper's look, that could be all they need.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty clear off the bat that was
Going to be close.
going to be gone, or at worst, I guess, hit off the wall.
First pitch of the inning. Bottom of the second, and it's 1-0 Tigers. Otterino with an opposite field home run. A Play of the Week nominee, and the Tigers lead 1-0. And that's a base hit. Back-to-back hits. Now, that was Taylor Pryor with the single, the lefty. It hits it to right, and the Mamaroneck will bring it in, and Tigers.
Bat's starting to wake up.
They had the 2 questionable strikeouts. Casper and Steinberg both struck out to start the game.
Maybe it lit a fire under them.
And Otterino hits a shot to right, and
Luckily she went oppo, or some of these cars' windshields might have been in danger.
as it's put in play by Kaylee Shapiro. Mamaroneck today got in my former classmate had purchased, Mike Zacchio from the Journal News, his top 10 power rankings. Mamaroneck broke in for the first time this season at number 8 today for Low HUD, Journal News. But with this, if the Tigers could win this, they'd even up the record with Mamaroneck, because Mamaroneck 8-5, Mamaroneck 9-4, and that one's fouled off by Kaylee Shapiro, the shortstop. Just a freshman. Her and Julia Jacob, only freshmen on starting for the Tigers. And on the roster, I think. Foul that is tip caught by the catcher, Peccia, so there's 1 away. It's a strikeout for Shapiro. And coming up now will be Julia Jacob, freshman third baseman. She had the error, but the other play gave the error to, unofficially we gave it to second baseman Pryor. As she swings and misses, Jordan Pryor made the other error in the first inning, but luckily Casper was able to get out of it. That ball's a strike. Good movement on the fastball. Tailing fastball from Katie Blanche. And it's quickly 0-2 to Julia Jacob. And that ball is high. Rise ball. 1-2.
Glenn seems to have slowed down the rhythm a little bit, taking a little more time in the circle in between each pitch.
Blanche wears the face guard on her face to protect, from line drops. I don't think Casper does, though.
I didn't think so.
No. I mean, it's possible that it happens. You don't see it really much, luckily, as it's 2-2 to Jacob. But I gotta think it's a little uncomfortable to pitch like that.
I would not enjoy pitching with that on my face, but
no, I would think that it kind of like slows you down, just like not like breathing, but just like movement in your face. Yeah, exactly. And then like if there's like a ground ball or something, it might be hard to see it if it like snuffs up on you. And that one's grounded to first. Touch up on first, and she'll hold the ball. Will Evelyn Pacone. So Jacob moves the runner to second, and there's 2 away for Jordan Pryor, looking to drive in her twin sister, Taylor Pryor, the first baseman, who was on second after her base hit after the Autorino homer.
Come on, Jordan. Come on, Cisco.
Jordan Pryor, number 5. Taylor Pryor, number 7. Jordan is Jordan's righty, throws righty, bats righty. Taylor Pryor is lefty and bats lefty.
it's interesting.
They're twins and they're both sophomores. Jordan's batting 8th today. Taylor's batting 5th. Strike 2, quickly, 0-2. Now she's back into the quick rhythm is Blanche.
Yeah, maybe, the home run might have rattled her a little bit, but she seems to be settling right back in now.
Ooh, just outside. Just missed. See, that's inconsistent because he's been calling that a strike.
Yep, absolutely.
Before, so if you're going to call it a strike all the time. Strike 3, swung on and missed. Good pitch from Blanche. Strikes out 2, but gives up the leadoff. Solo home run opposite field's first pitch of the inning to Sophie Autorino, and the Tigers lead 1-0.
All right, welcome back, LMC TV Varsity Sports. I'm here. I'm Tom Sacco with Charlie McGraw, and we're here for the top of the 3rd inning as Olivia Allison comes up to bat for the Mamaroneck Panthers. Now down a run. It's too high for a ball. 1-0.
She's the flex, which is like the DH, DP. They call him DP. Coach has it written on her lineup as flex. And
taken down the middle for a strike.
As Nina Sullivan, the left fielder, is not batting. You can do that for any player. You only have 11 players, so everybody but one is playing.
It's too high for a ball. 2-1 count. Mamaroneck went down 1-2-3 last time around, so they're looking to get the bats. And that's a swinging strike. And a high fastball. Evens the count at 2. Here's the 2-2. That's popped right back up to the pitcher, who fields it for the out.
Way to hop, team.
And that'll be 1 away.
As you can tell, Casper is a very good fielder. She's the shortstop on the team when her cousin, Gianna Magrino, star of the team, who's out because back problems and
So this will be
Planet Providence. She's usually the pitcher, and Tava's usually the shortstop. And we've seen her field her position twice with ease so far. I mean, they were easy plays, but she made them look easy too.
Evelyn Pacone pops it up to the shortstop, who fields it cleanly for a quick second out.
Just what the Tigers needed, 2 quick outs after getting the early lead with the home run by Autorino. They need a nice quick inning, and that would be, if they can retire Tobin here, it would be 1, 2, 3 innings in a row after the 2 errors in the first inning. Still no hits for the Tigers. Well, should be a hit right now, but it's a fact, so. The umpire stops the game for the cleaning of home plate. Although in the 3rd inning, you can mention there's no hits. It's not like there's a no-hitter. It's like the 6th inning.
Tobin, one of 2 base runners for Mamaroneck so far. It's taken for a strike. Tobin and Peccia both reached on errors in the 1st inning.
Error by Julia Jacobs. She almost got her, too. She kind of booted the ball.
That one is hit deep in between center and left. That'll drop for an extra base hit. She rounds first and heads into second with a stand-up double.
What I tell you, right after I said there was no hits, announcer jinxed.
You jinxed it. A stand-up double to left for Olivia Tobin.
So she's reached base twice now on the error by Jacob and reached second, and then this double, she's reached second on Casper, and I apologize.
That'll bring up Carissa Peccia, the catcher.
I apologize, Tava, for that little jinx, but I thought it was early in the game where I could mention that there weren't any hits.
So Tobin to be on second with 2 away here. Peccia looks to get that run back. It's taken low for a ball, 1-0. Strike down the middle. Gives the count at 1. That one's popped high up in the air. First baseman calls the pitcher off, and that'll be a fly out for the 3rd out of the inning, and we will be right back with the bottom of the 3rd after this. Welcome back to LMC TV Varsity Sports. We're here for the bottom of the 3rd inning as Elizabeth Reagan, the 9-hitter, comes out to the plate from Mamaroneck, takes a high ball.
Not related to my favorite TV cop family, the Reagans from Blue Bloods.
That's taken for a strike down the middle. It evens the count at 1-1.
Led by Tom Selleck. Donnie Wahlberg. And of course, Tom
Foul straight
Brady's
back.
ex, Bridget Moynihan.
Oh, that is true. She is in that, isn't she?
Yeah.
Comes the 1-2 pitch. Just stays alive. Foul tips that off.
Good job by Regan, just foul tipping that to stay alive.
Yep. Managed to hang back on the off speed. Let's just foul it off, stay alive. Count remains 1-2.
Wow. 2-2.
Takes that one. Looked like it could have been good, but good eye. Not
Just confused with this strike zone now.
the ever-changing strike zone.
Strike 3.
And that's swung over. That'll be a strikeout for Blanche. 1 away.
Who knows? That might have been a ball, but it was close.
But who knows, with
was a little low,
the changing of the strike
yeah.
zone.
Top of the order, and Josie Steinberg, who struck out on that bad pitch in the first inning.
Struck out looking on their very questionable call.
That's putting it nicely. It was more, it's just bad.
And that's taken for a strike.
That was her pitch right there, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, we saw what happens when you come out swinging with that first pitch home run. That's hit straight to the first baseman, who fields it and steps on the bag for the 2nd out of the inning. Hit hard, but unfortunately right to the glove.
Of Evelyn Pacone, 2 away. That's the second 3 unassisted for Pacone, and there's 2 3 unassisted.
That'll bring up
On the
Taylor
other
Casper,
side.
the opposing pitcher.
It's a little weird, but the first baseman's getting their own plays.
Takes that one for a strike. He struck out as well last time around.
But one of the better hitters on the Tigers.
It's a ball, too high, and got away from the catcher.
Five strikeouts for Blanche so far. First time through the batting order, got 5.
That one is looped right to the second baseman, fielded cleanly for the out, and a quick 1-2-3 inning for the Tigers, and we'll be right back with the top of the 4th inning. Welcome back to LMC Varsity Sports. We're here for the top of the 4th inning as Stephanie Santoli, the shortstop, comes to the plate. And that one's hit to right field, and it just loops in there for a single. Looked like maybe the fielder thought it might go foul, but it just dropped on in there. Her leadoff base hit.
Bloop single for Santoli. Playing back was the right fielder Reagan, and it was nothing she could do as it blooped in front, and she just got it and played it in.
That'll bring up Katie Blanche, the opposing pitcher.
And
That's taken for a strike.
the Pryor twins had no shot at it either, as it was way over their heads.
Yeah, I mean it was in a bad location for anybody really.
Well, good location for
Yeah.
Santoli, perfectly
Yeah.
placed. As
It's
taking low for a ball.
One of their best hitters up for the Panthers. 1-1 now. See if Santoli is going. Nope.
That's a strike down the middle. And of course, in softball, you're not allowed to lead for the pitch.
You can go though when it's released and it's
And that's hit hard on the line to the right fielder. And the runner will advance to third. Close play, but not in time as Blanche considers going to second, but stays at first.
Well, Mamaroneck's lucky they didn't. Thought they maybe should have held that because when she was safe at third, but luckily she thought about going, but then she didn't. Did Blanche on the base hit?
So Blanche moves Santoli all the way to third on the line drive single to right.
Good play by Regan, as that was a rocket.
And Jamie Strasser pops this up right to the left fielder who drops it, and that'll score a run as Blanche heads to third.
She had the force
And
at second.
Strasser moves to second.
Bone had the force at second. She had Blanche because Blanche wasn't halfway. She was at the base, like almost tagging. And instead, it's a E7 for Jamie Straza. And advancing to second was Straza. And scoring was Santoli. She tried to throw Santoli home. She had no shot. She overthrew it.
And then that allowed the runners to move up again.
But she had the force out at second. Bone could have got the force out at second.
So that'll tie the game at 1 here.
And there is no outs,
Yep,
Tom.
that is right.
We'll have a pitching visit, and we'll be right back on LMC Varsity Sports.
We're back here after the pitching visit. Shayna Viola takes a strike.
You're right, because it probably would have been a sac fly, so it should be an RBI.
Right.
So even though she reaches on an error, it's an RBI because it would have been a sac fly.
And there
if it
weren't
had
2
been
outs,
caught.
so.
Right, there were no outs. Because that one is fouled by Viola, 0-2. Third error of the game for the Tigers now. That's not good. Can't win.
No. That's way too high for a ball.
Good pitch on 0-2 though. From
See if
Casper.
she would make a chase the high fastball. So Blanche is on third, Straza on second, 1 out. That's too high. 2-2.
Viola struck out, and you know Casper wants to strike her out again here. Be her 4th strikeout victim. Ooh!
Lays off that low one. Full count here.
Go, Tate. Come on, Tate.
Big second and third. This is a big pitch. Maybe the biggest pitch so far in this one.
There's the
Besides
payoff. And that'll be too high as that will walk. The bases loaded.
First walk of the game, either side. This is rare. This is why the game is going so quick.
Yeah, it's true. So that'll bring up Kara Allen, the third baseman, with the bases loaded and only 1 out. Nobody out, correct?
Nobody out.
Nobody out.
Santoli led off with that bloop single, then a single by Blanche, which was a rocket, which we didn't really get to explain
Kara
correctly.
Allen pops it high up in the air, and it'll land out of play.
Quick strike on Kara Allen.
Not the situation Mamaroneck wants to be in at this point. Bases loaded, nobody out.
Foul.
Allen's fouled straight back. So it's a quick 0-2 count for Kara Allen here. There's the 0-2. Manages to lay off as it is a ball, but
Close
a close
pitch.
one. 1-2 count.
By far our longest inning, and there's still no outs. Because when they hit the home run, that was it.
And that's it right to the shortstop. Looks for the double play, but nothing there. But nevertheless gets the first out of the inning.
If she was real quick with the play, she could have doubled up the pitcher from the other team, Blanche, at third, because she was like kind of off when she saw that. which she should have got a
I mean,
little
it would've
closer. It would have been a close play.
Yeah, she would have to be real
quick, but it was a great play nonetheless.
That'll bring up Olivia Allison. She takes that one for a ball.
This would be some Houdini act by Casper if she can get out of this. Although it is the 9-hitter Allison. This here, unlike Ryneck, you have no chance at scoring here unless it really rattles around the backstop on a wild pitch.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of room back there for the ball to move at all. So
2-0 to the number 9 hitter, last batter in the order, the DP Allison. Casper probably going to give her a meatball here. Oh, it's high. Wow, 3-0.
high, yep.
This girl.
you don't want to walk the 9 batter with the bases loaded either.
She didn't even play. She was on the bench the last game we did last week, Ryneck and Tuckahoe. Strike.
There you go, Tate.
Knew she was taking all the way there, but takes a strike.
She might be taken all the way here too, Tom.
You could be right.
3-1.
Yeah,
Nope, I'm wrong.
Good job.
Swings under the fastball, and that evens the count as Tava Casper battled back to make it full count.
But it was a strike.
And
Low
gets her
strike.
on the low call, and that's a strikeout looking for Allison. That's the second out of the inning.
And Joan Spadafino doesn't like it as that was a low pitch. But he's been calling that on both sides, so you can't, you can't.
So that'll bring
You
up
got that, so.
top of the order now, Evelyn Picone. She looks to get some runners in.
Heads up, Elizabeth, lefty.
Started out bases loaded, no outs, and Casper's managed to get 2 in a row here.
There you go,
And the
Tate.
line drive, and then it was 3-0 to Allison, who she just struck
Right.
out looking. 3-0. Was in danger of walking the number 9 hitter. Instead, she fights back and gets one of many gift calls that he's given on both sides.
Yeah,
In the strike
Swings to
zone,
that and throws
just
down to
safe.
third, but just a second early. Second late.
Good throw down by Steinberg. Ooh,
Great throw
risky.
down.
You could throw that away and the run could score.
Right.
Instead, she threw a bullet right to Jacob, who slapped the tag on, but she was safe. The pitcher,
That one's fouled back. 2
Blanche,
strikes.
gets back.
All right, T, you're up bat, T.
Blanche
you're up
got to
bat.
third with no outs. She's the 5 hitter. She singled. As it's 1-1.
Lays off that one. That one's low for a ball. Low and outside.
No, but Blanche singled. She's the 5 hitter, and she's on third base with the leadoff up because of everything that has happened.
Yep. Pick on
So
that
if they
just to
could
fight
bat
that
around
one.
all the way, she would be up in like 4 turns, which is
Yeah.
crazy because she's on third right now. You know? She's very rare, but.
There's the 2-2.
Ooh.
Another low pitch that
So
could have
inconsistent.
been called before, was called before, and that will be a full count for Picone with the bases loaded and 2 away here.
Hope these umpires have some security guards when they're
There's
leaving
the
here.
payoff. And that one's looped right to the second baseman, who makes the catch for the third out. And Tava Casper had bases loaded with nobody else, manages to work out of it without surrendering any more runs, and we'll be right back on LMC TV Varsity Sports. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports, Millie Bone will lead off the bottom of the 4th inning for the Tigers. Now that the game is tied 1-1, that'll be a swinging strike. She's swinging just a little bit out ahead of that. It's too high for a ball. Blanche going back to her quick rhythm, wasting no time in the circle here. That's low and inside for ball 2. Holds up there. Gonna be 3-1 count.
Bone was one of
Rounded
the.
out last time around.
She was one of the players who came at like 4:15.
Swung on a hit to the second baseman. It's bobbled, but she recovers quick and throws it on to first for the out.
Nice play by Olivia Tobin for the first out at second. But Bone was one of the players who had the AP exam and came out like 4:15. One of the reasons we started at 4:33 when we were supposed to start at 4:15.
That'll bring up Sophie Autorino with that first pitch home run to lead off the last inning.
Well, the
She
second
looked-
inning.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. Second
It's,
inning.
it's the 4th inning.
Her last at bat. I mean,
Right field, cleanup hitter.
Takes that one low for a ball.
It was a good take. That's the second pitch thrown to her because the first pitch she hit for a
she
home
hit out of the
run.
park.
So where Mamaroneck had all the runners on base and only could score one on the error,
Takes that one for another ball.
the Tigers just one pitch and it was a home run in the second inning.
Here's the pitch. That's called a low strike, but
2-1.
2-1. I don't know if I agree with. I mean, well, he's been calling those low ones, so.
Mamaroneck does a good job with the scoreboard. They got the ball.
That one's hit weakly to the pitcher. Blanche picks it up, throws it to first, just in time to get the out. And that'll be 2 away.
I was just out, very close.
Very close play.
If they had replay, we would by like a half an inch. She was just out. Good play by Blanche, fielding her position as both pitchers have. Casper as well, but that was a good play by Blanche. But the but if they had replay in high school, which you never will, obviously,
Right.
they probably would have challenged that.
That'll bring up Taylor Pryor.
Although Coach Hannon did not flinch over here, and JV coach and the legendary son of the legendary Mike Chaparelli is coaching first. Mike Chaparelli Jr.
That one's hit just dribbles foul.
Good job by Kara Allen to make sure it went foul. As you could hear Coach Frank's Butterfield line, let it go. She would have been, Taylor Pryor would have been safe by a mile.
Yep.
And
good call there.
it just went foul and she touched it. But if she hadn't touched it when it went foul and then it went back fair, it would have been fair.
Right.
She had and good play by Allen.
That's too low for a ball, 1-1.
Good hold as she started her wrists. But here they put the ball strikes very quickly up there on the scoreboard. As Mamaroneck, they never had that up.
That one's hit right to the second baseman on the ground, picks it up and throws it to first for the quick 1-2-3 inning, all ground outs. And we'll be right back for the top of the 5th after the quick inning from Blanche. Back on LMC TV, we're here for the 5th inning as Olivia Tobin will step up to the plate. She doubled last time around and she takes she swings to a strike there.
She made that nice play to end the inning, so it's fitting that she comes
To lead
up
off the inning, yep.
to lead off the 5th.
That's taken for a ball. Very, very quick game. You know, the pace is quick. It's a lot of 1-2-3 innings.
Yeah, every inning's been a 1-2-3 for Mamaroneck at the plate, except the one where she homered and singled.
Yeah, I mean, this game's moving at a very quick pace. Still knotted up at 1, so. Swung on the high fastball for a strikeout for Tava Casper. 1 away here.
Only time Tobin hasn't reached is then. She error,
Right. Yep.
and then a double. Which was
bring up Carissa Peccia. Flew out last to bat.
popped up to first. She's been one of their best hitters though on the season. The catcher.
Swings on the first pitch and gives it a long ride to center, and that is one hopper to the fence. Center fielder picks it up and throws it to second, not in time, as Peccia has a stand-up double deep to center field.
Good throw by the home run hitter, Sophia Ottorino, as even though it wasn't close to second, she got it in quickly. Instead of hitting the cutoff man, shows off her arm and basically was at the fence and threw it a strike. A strike
Perfect
to second.
throw. Yeah, that's right.
Well, the umpire would have called that a strike. It was right there. And said Peccia, right when I said she was hitting well, she
Stephanie Santoli, the shortstop, takes the ball.
singled and scored the only run of the game.
And she will hit it straight to the shortstop. Thinks about going to third, changes her mind, throws to first for the out.
She could. That was very close play. Might have had her, but I guess it was smart. And then she just got her. So the umpire's over here. If there was, why is he over here now?
So Santoli moves Peccia to third now with 2 away, as the pitcher Katie Blanche will look to help her own cause here and drive in that run. She singled last at bat.
Well, with the runner on third now. Oh, now he's moving over. Because
High
if there was a play
outside.
at third, like on a wild pitch or a bang play there. But it was a good call. She was out. Field umpire's been good. She's had some tough, close calls there.
Katie Blanche hits that right over the glove of the pitcher. The second baseman bobbles it and won't be able to make any play.
That's a hit.
Yeah, that's a hit. And an RBI for Blanche as Petchier scores, and Reineck takes a 2-1 lead. Good piece of hitting there, driving the run.
If you have to react as a fielder and a pitcher, and we said that she's one of the best fielders as she plays short as Casper, and she went for it, but after going for it, she tipped
that one's hit in the air to right field as the right fielder runs and can't make the play. It'll be a fair ball as Blanche hits third base.
That's another hit because that was a tough play. It hit her foot. And her foot kicked it all the way there. So that's a base hit for Straza as it's first and third. Because that would have been a really good catch if she made
Right,
it.
yeah,
Because it was a
decent
low
run.
play, yeah.
That'll bring up
It didn't
Shayna
fall out of her
Viola.
glove. I don't think her glove ever got a piece of it. It just got all of her leg. And she hurt her leg, and Coach Hannon is going to look at her right fielder. And we'll be right back on LMC Varsity Sports.
And welcome back. We're back in the bottom of the fifth inning as there's first and third after the hit from Blanche, and the right fielder has left the game with an apparent leg injury, I guess from the ball hitting her leg.
It directly hit her leg, Tom, on the hit. That's why it was a hit, because she never got her glove as it was a low play. And that could hurt as a big softball off the bat directly hits it, and she kicked it and she limped off.
So hopefully she's
Coach
okay.
Hannon came out, so that's
taken for a strike.
Elizabeth Regan. So hopefully she's okay. So she'll be replaced in this fifth inning by McKenna Lynch, who's a lefty thrower in the
That's
9-hole.
for a strike.
Straight sub in that position. Regan, if she does get better, she could come back in as a re-entry.
That's high for a ball. Reineck threatening here with Blanche on third.
Still the
Although
only
with
player
two
to,
outs.
still the only player to walk is Viola in the whole game.
That one's fouled straight back.
She walked and was stranded at first last inning in the fourth.
That one's too low, bouncing the dirt for a ball.
With 3 hits this inning and 2 last inning and 1 in the third, they now have 6 hits right now, compared to just 2 for Mamaroneck.
Right, one of which happened to be a home run.
Right. Viola doing a good job as the 3-2 pitch. Straza takes off on the full count, 2 outs. This is a huge play because you can't, the way the stud 8th grader is pitching, the only bad pitch she made all game was hit for a homer.
Right.
Blanche, you got to get this out. You
Here's
got to
the
keep it at
payoff, and that's
2-1.
hit high up into the air and will drop out of play.
Great at bat by Viola.
Yeah, fighting off these pitches to stay alive.
6th, 7th, 8th pitch of the at bat coming. As 2-1, top 5, first and third, 2 outs.
And that one's taken for a strike 3 to end the inning. Caught looking, but not before taking a 2-1 lead, and we'll be right back on LMC TV Varsity Sports. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports. We're here at the bottom of the 5th inning as Reineck has now taken a 2-1 lead. Blanche, first pitch is hit right to Blanche, who picks it up and fields it and onto first for the out. And yet another quick out for Katie Blanche here. As Kaylee Shapiro grounds out. Right back to Blanche. Blanche worked a very quick 1-2-3 inning, 3 ground outs in a row last inning, so she'll look for more of the same as we've just seen. And Julia Jacob will step in up to the plate now. Taking high for a ball. Low and outside for ball 2.
That was close. It's really weird. Doesn't make any sense.
That one is swung and foul tipped into the catcher's mitt, so 2-1.
That was a good 2-0 swing.
taken for ball 3.
3-1.
A little low, but
Still no walks for Blanche. That's in danger here. 3-1 to Julia Jacob. The other freshman, her and Shapiro.
and that one is taken for a strike, and that'll be
Isn't that-
a full count.
An almost exact pitch was just called the ball, right?
Yep.
It's the 2 freshmen back to back. Shapiro, now Jacob, both the freshmen.
And that'll be just high out of the zone for a ball.
That looked high. That was a good.
And that'll be Blanche's first walk as Julia Jacob goes to first. And Jordan Pryor will come up to bat. She struck out last at bat.
If you need to use somebody to pinch run, get some speed, you could, and then re-enter your player if you want.
She shows bunt but pulls it back.
And she's just safe.
Just safe. Threw it to first there, but just got back in time.
Showed bunt. Well, I don't know what bunt would really do. You move the runner to second, there would be 2 outs.
2 outs,
now,
yeah.
Unless Pryor beats
Shows
it.
bunt again and does offer, but fouls it back.
She made contact. Definitely offer.
Yeah.
0-2.
0-2 for Pryor, so obviously you got to assume the bunt will be off now. Should be swinging away.
I don't know why bunting. 2 outs.
And she will not swing, and that will be another strikeout for Blanche. This one looking, and that'll be 2 away.
Second time Pryor on a 2 at-bat struck out, and that is now the 6th strikeout for Blanche. Second time in the order she only struck out Pryor right there. First time she struck out 5 batters. And the right fielder who they had put in earlier,
McKenna Lynch is
I guess Coach Spadafino never got that sub because now she has to write it in her book. She keeps score and has one of the players on the bench keep score. But they put her in the second, with 2 outs when Reagan got hurt. When
right.
The pop or the base hit, fly ball hit her directly in the foot.
So this will be her first at bat of the day.
I'm sure Rob got a good shot at that. It's right in front of him.
Swings at the first pitch, 0-1. Good hard cut there, coming out aggressive.
It's better than taking strike 3 looking.
Yep. Swings and hits that in the gap between short and second base, and that'll be a double. The run will come around to score, and she's going for 3. There's no throw. Throws to the cutoff, and that'll be a stand-up triple.
Wow.
For McKenna Lynch, an RBI triple in her first at bat of the game.
Second pitch she saw, she hits a triple perfectly past the second baseman Tobin and between the right fielder Straza and Shayna Viola, and Viola couldn't get there to hold her to a single. It would have been first and third. Instead it goes past her all the way to the fence as it hit the dirt behind the mound. Didn't get that much air, but it was a perfect ground ball, like a perfect strike in bowling, and it's 2-2. First triple of the game. So
we had a big home run before, now a big triple.
So
some big clutch hits
off the bench. I mean, she just came in defensively.
That one's hit right back to Blanche. She picks it up and feels it and throws it onto first, but the first baseman drops the ball, and that'll keep this inning alive. They were running off the field because it should have been the 3rd out. So Josie Steinberg reaches on an error.
That was a good throw by Blanche, and it was in her glove, and she just dropped it.
And it scored the run as well.
Right.
Go, Taylor!
So that's an E3, no RBI.
And Mamaroneck will now take a 3-2 lead on what should have been an inning-ending play.
She had it in her glove, and it just popped out at the last second.
Bring up the opposing pitcher, Tava Casper.
And then when she could grab it, she couldn't grab it in time, as she was safe.
That one's popped straight up in the air to the first baseman, who will let it drop out of play.
Straighten it out,
Where was Rob on that?
Level, baby, let's go! No dipping, let's go!
Really help herself if she could extend this inning.
And that's hitting the gap at second base again. And the runner will go to 3rd, and she's almost being waved home, but stops. And that'll be a double for Tava Casper.
Well, she
helping her own
advanced on the
cause.
throw, isn't that a single?
Yeah, single and advance on the throw.
It's not an error, but yeah.
Right. And that'll
Because
move
that throw
Josie
should have came in,
Steinberg
that
to
throw
third.
from Viola, because you're not getting her at home. She's not
Right.
going to take off for home. The throw should have came in there. As Coach Spadafino with the mound
What do you
visit.
say, Mel?
We'll be right
We'll be right
back on
back.
LMC Varsity Sports.
Let's go, man.
We're back. Millie Bone will come up to the plate after the single from Tava Casper, who advances second on the throw. And that third out error has really coming back to
Let's
haunt
go,
the
Mel.
Tigers here. Ryeneck. It's taken for a ball.
Yeah, the Panthers, as
Panthers.
Josie Steinberg, that it wasn't an RBI, but it advanced
On your horse,
the
Tava.
runner home, and then it was dropped by the first baseman Evelyn Picones. It was right in her glove on the hard
fouled
throw by Blanche, and it looks like she had it, and then she just dropped
Right.
it. And then the throw by Shayna Viola advances the runner from Casper. She threw it home, and Casper advanced home.
That one's
Advanced to
fouled away.
second from first on her base hit. So her ball wasn't in the gap as the ground ball triple from McKenna Lynch was, but it was more it was right up the middle.
Right,
But
yeah.
it was a good piece of hitting nonetheless, both were.
It's a low for a ball.
It was actually hit harder than the Lynch triple.
Yeah, I mean, there was no
not
chance of
hit as
anyone getting
hard.
to it.
The Casper single up the middle was hit harder than the Lynch single.
That one's fouled off again. Good job of staying alive there.
By Bone, good job by Millie Bone.
Fouling off those 2 strike pitches.
Game's been
Continue
fast,
to
but there's
bat.
been a couple long innings, including this one. And the fourth when Ryeneck scored their run.
And that one's hit to the shortstop, picks it up and fields it cleanly. And it bounces just before first base, so she can't get a glove on it. She'll be safe at first, and another run will score.
2 runs. That was a low throw. That was
Yeah.
it was a catchable ball, but it bounced. It was too low. So it's E6.
Right.
I mean, it was catchable, but it was low. It was in the ground. You got to give it to the shortstop, not the first baseman, right? The shortstop.
Yeah, the shortstop. Yeah, the
Yeah,
throw
not
is
the
too
first.
low.
Yeah, the throw was way too
Go,
low.
so make it another one,
So it's
so.
no RBIs and reaching on an error. As
That was fouled
Otterino, the solo home run on the first pitch of the second inning, as it's 3 runs on errors, would still be 2-2 if there wasn't. Instead, it's 5-2. third error of the game, and for the Panthers, now the whole infield except for the third baseman, Kara Allen, has made an error. So I don't think Allen's had any balls hit to her. She hasn't. But they're all from the last 2 innings, too. The 5th inning, last inning, the error on that drop ball right at it, thrown by Katie Blanche right to her. Pacone drop was an error, as that's a strike. Millie Bone hit a ball that was thrown low by Stephanie Santoli, the shortstop. And then and now that's an error right through the wickets. It was a hard hit ball by Kaylee Shapiro, very hard, but it was right under her glove. And then it was a good play by the right fielder, kind of Straza, because it took a little hop, kind of got on her knees and blocked it down to save her from her making an error, getting past.
And that would have been extra bases probably too.
Yeah, so it's an E4 by Tobin. Runner on first, Julia Jacob, who walked and scored. And that one is grounded. She thinks a second. Wow. After making the error, she then basically took her whole body, Tobin, and went to first. And was going to throw to second, but instead made the right play by throwing to first to Pacone. And it was lucky because although Jacob did a good job of scoring on the triple from McKenna Lynch, but Jacob's not the fastest runner. And then she was able, if there was a faster runner, she might have beat that out because of the hesitation, because she switched where she was going to throw it. It could have been a dangerous play for her body. She could have hurt her body. That motion, she twisted like a twister. She twisted really weirdly.
Yeah.
Or like a gymnast almost, because that one's grounded right to. She hasn't made any errors and won't, as she throws out the runner at first. As Pryor finishes the game 0 for 3. Blanche throws out a run stranded on an error, no hits, and last chance for the Panthers here in the 7th. Coming up next. Back here on LMC TV Varsity Sports alongside Tom Sacco. I'm Troy McGraw. Top of the 7th, it'll be 2-3-4. Olivia Tobin, who's had one of the best days at the plate for the Tigers, reached twice, once on an error, and had a double. For the Panthers, at the plate. As the Panthers have 6 hits, 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th, 3 in the 5th, and the Tigers had that big inning. They had 2 hits in the 5th, the big inning, but there was also 2 errors in that inning, and then 2 hits in the 2nd when they had the homer. So 4 hits for the Tigers and 6 for the Panthers. So the Panthers have 2 runs on 6 hits, and they've made 3 errors. Mamaroneck has 5 runs on 4 hits, and they've made 3 errors. So a pretty sloppy game. Low pitch. 6 combined errors. Almost as many combined errors as runs.
Yeah.
6 errors and 7 runs.
Not what you want to see from your fielders.
3-1, and Tobin will walk. Not what you wanted to do. Put the leadoff batter on, and that gets the tying run to the on-deck circle.
And you want the heart of your lineup up for your last chance here. So we'll see what they can do with the opportunity.
It's been a pretty good. Aside from the errors, it's been a good game, a close game, and a pretty wild one. Some wild plays, the errors, and the home run,
the triple, some
good plays. The triple on our first at bat, second pitch she faced was the right fielder, the sophomore McKenna Lynch, but. She has Pachia. The catcher hits a ball foul, out of play. Assistant coach Frank Spadafino was willing it foul. Go foul, go foul. Even though these are the 2 teams we cover, this is counts as a Mamaroneck game that we covered, because we already covered the 3 Rhinebeck games. I know you did 1, I did 2. Well, 1. We did 2 baseball games, but anyway, the one of the Mamaroneck games got switched, and that's it. And there's one more next week that they do, but this counts as a Mamaroneck. So after the game, they win. We'll interview a player and a coach, but if Rhinebeck comes back, we won't interview a Rhinebeck since they're the visiting team, even though they're the other team we cover. As it's a 1-0-2 count to Pechia, the catcher. Good eye, outside. I have to say, though, his strike zone has been better later on in the last couple innings.
Maybe he was, like you said, a little frustrated. The game started late. Not many, egregious missed calls since.
1-2.
1-2.
It'll be a 1-2 to Peccia, the catcher, who has a double. Reached on an error by the second baseman, Jordan Pryor, in the first inning. She dropped the throw from Jacob. And then popped out to first baseman Taylor Pryor, and then hit a double and scored the second run and the only run of the fifth inning that took the lead for the Panthers, and their only lead they had, which didn't last, is in the bottom of the half inning. They got the 4 runs on the 2 errors to the Tigers on the 2 hits. That one's bounced, and Peccia gets out of the way, 2-2. So 2 foul balls here.
Let's go now.
Tavo Casper with the bouncer, and now 2-2. 5-2 lead, top 7, no outs here in this rivalry game between the Mamaroneck Tigers and Panthers, and another foul ball ripped by Peccia.
That one was roped too, but
That was frozen rope right in front of us. 3rd foul ball. She's hit a foul ball that landed on the other side of the fence on the right side that she popped up. Another one that she popped up, I think, just like behind her or to the right, and then that one that she roped. 3rd foul ball by Peccia, and it's just not even a full count. It's 2-2. And she ropes this one to third, and it gets off the glove of the third baseman, Jacob. And that's another error. 4th error. As it was a tough play, it was a hard hit ball, but it was at her, and it went off her glove. That's the main reason why. And it's 1st and 2nd, and the tying run will come up. And that'll be the cleanup hitter, Santoli, who would want some revenge, as she made the error that led to 2 runs on the low throw. So that's softball if they can get it back here.
good
Golden
job by
opportunity.
Tobin of holding up at second.
She's 1 for 3 as Santoli. Yeah, good job as Bones got a good arm in right and left field, and she got it in quickly, and she would have been toast, as that run doesn't mean anything.
Yep.
As that's a base hit in the gap, and Bone cuts it off.
Good play.
And Peccia, another base running error.
Watch over here, watch over here.
And Ella going home, and it's a double play! Double play! Peccia runs him into a double play. Second time she's done that. She did that last week, and now she does it again, and it's a gift double play for the Tigers, and they're 2 away. Millie Bone with the throw to
A great job of
the shortstop.
cutting the ball off too before it went in the gap. Just a great play overall.
So that was a base hit for Santoli, and then a 7-6.
That means nothing. Let's go.
The run meant nothing too by the catcher Peccia. 2 away. So that is just a freshman mistake by the catcher Peccia. It would have been bases loaded. Instead, she doesn't look up. Did the same thing in the game against Tuckahoe last week. First batter of the game. First inning.
Yeah, that was definitely a blunder.
That was a 7-6, and then 5, and she cheats 7-6-5 2 double play, because she Bone threw to the shortstop, who threw to the third baseman, who tagged out Peccia, and then she threw to the catcher, who tagged out Tobin.
Yeah, she probably should have just stayed on third.
It should have been first, second, and third.
Well, yeah.
She should have, and then just taken Peccia's out.
Right.
Instead, she went home.
Right.
Where she couldn't, she went there when she went back. Yeah.
Right.
She should just stayed on third and And that'll be a ground ball to Pryor, and that'll end the game. What a wild game. Final score 5-2. And there were 7 errors, 4 by Mamaroneck, 3 by Rhinebeck, 5 runs. Although the errors were
Way
taken
more costly.
advantage on. The 3 errors were way more costly for Rhinebeck. So a very wild, good game for the Tigers, as we will be right back with the post-game show and an analysis here on LMC Varsity Sports. Back here on the post-game show with McKenna Lynch and Josie Steinberg, and Josie as the captain. That was a good win for you guys. Tell me about that win today.
We're really happy that we won, because Rhinebeck, we've always been rivals with them. And although there were a lot of errors on both sides, it was really great that we came out with the win. We had a lot of clutch hits, including McKenna. Just I mean, both sides played really well, but we got the hits when we needed to with runners on, and they just didn't. So.
And McKenna, you came off the bench and you had an RBI triple. Tell me about that hit. That was the difference in the game.
Yeah, I felt really nervous going into it because, like, I knew that we had 2 outs on us and we were, like, tied for the game. And when I hit that, like, it just felt, like, really good. And, like, I knew it was, like, a solid hit, and it just felt pretty great.
And it was the second pitch you saw. The first one you swung and missed, and then the second pitch you saw, you hit it right up for the triple. Just like Sophie Otterino, the first pitch she saw, she hit for the homer. You guys took advantage of the first pitch there.
Yeah.
Second. So overall, what did you guys think you were able to overcome the 4 errors, and they didn't hurt you guys like they hurt Rhinebeck? What was the difference in that?
I think that our errors, although were probably just as bad as theirs were, ours just came at, I guess, better times. Although we did end up letting in runs, we were really able to like come together, make the plays when we needed to play. I had like Jordan Pryor made a really clutch play in the last inning, and everyone just seemed to like come together, make the plays when they had to, get us out of tough innings, and I think that's what led us to the win.
And lastly, you guys have been playing much better as of late. You got your record to, 9-5 now, and after a slow start.
I don't think we played that many games.
Well,
something
like that. But, yeah. So what's been the difference with the better record now later on in the season?
I think the beginning of our season we started off kind of slow with the hitting. We've really been able to pick it up, especially from like having a bunch of hits from our younger players. We are a pretty young team, so I think as our younger players are gaining more confidence, playing better in the field, hitting better, we're able to just like string hits together, score more runs, leading to more wins.
Back here on the post-game show with Tom, and Tom, the final score was 5-2, but it was the 4 errors that Mamaroneck made that didn't hurt them, and the 3 errors that Rhinebeck made that did hurt them, as Josie Steinberg told us on the post-game show, the captain and the catcher, that the reason they didn't hurt them is because of the time they came, the errors that they made, and the mistakes that they made didn't come back and hurt them like they did for Rhinebeck, and probably maturity and just the will, and that how much more Mamaroneck maybe wanted the game than Rhinebeck.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like you said, the Rhinebeck errors really just are what broke the game open. Those errors not happening, it would still would have been a 2-2 game, and who knows what would have happened from there. But just very costly errors. Mamaroneck faced adversity well with their errors. They didn't, like you said, they didn't let it affect them mentally or physically that much. So I think they did a good job of battling through that and getting the win. They pretty much ended the game on a great defensive heads-up play, which kind of goes against, the sloppiness of the rest of the game. But, that's how things go sometimes.
And it was a mental error by Rhinebeck, by Pachia going to third, which was occupied, which we saw her do a week ago against Tuckahoe. But that was the big difference as well. And Mamaroneck was able to take advantage, get the doubleheader, and then 2 plays later, they used the momentum from the mistakes by Rhinebeck to win the game.
Yep, absolutely.
And won this game, and they improved to 9-5 due to the Tigers after starting the year below 500. They're now 9-5 as Mamaroneck, and Rhinebeck is now also 9-5. As the final score was 5-2, a lot of people will thank the executive director, Matt Sullivan, the assistant director. The cameramen were Jareel Semister, Rob Moretti, and Sean Kelly. The community sports producer was Mr. Rob Moretti. For Tom Sacco, I'm Charlie McGraw saying thanks so much for watching and have a great evening.
If you are interested in sponsoring this or other programs on LMC TV, contact us for more information.